This is KGW News at noon.
New information this noon about 4 women who disappeared, then turned up dead in Oregon. Just hours ago, the Multnomah County DA's office announced law enforcement has found a link between the victims. These are the 4 women that we're talking about: Kristen Smith, Charity Perry, Bridget Webster, and Ashley Reel. Their bodies were found between February and May at various locations in Oregon. The DA's office says no charges have been filed. Investigators have identified a person of interest linked to all 4 women, but they haven't released that person's name. Mike Benner is working this story. He will have an update coming up on the news at 4. Well, Cannon Beach is back open today after a cougar sighting forced police to shut down part of the beach. Oregon State Police and Fish and Wildlife spotted tracks leading away from Haystack Rock earlier today, and the Coast Guard says it didn't spot the big cat during a flyover. But this is what it looked like yesterday. A photographer shared this picture of the cougar. It was just walking around on Haystack Rock. He tells us he warned a family nearby, and after that, word spread quickly. We talked to his daughter, who couldn't believe what was going on.
Me and my mom saw 4 cars in front, and then there was like policemen, lifeguards, and I'm like, what the heck? And then my dad says he photographed a cougar. I'm like, huh?
No one could believe it, but it's true. The cougar was also spotted on Friday at Nehalem Bay State Park. Well, the hot, dry conditions keeping firefighters busy across the Northwest. Several fires sparked over the weekend, including this one in Skamania County. The good news here at noon is that evacuation levels have dropped. The so-called Bear Creek fire started yesterday afternoon near Carson, Washington. Some homeowners on Bear Creek Road had to evacuate immediately, but those evacuation levels are now down to a level 2. Firefighters' quick work kept flames from spreading into the gorge, and the fire only burned 5 acres. Evacuation levels also dropped to level 1 for people living southeast of Estacada. A viewer shared this video of a firefighting plane scooping water out of the North Fork Reservoir. The 224 fires started yesterday afternoon in a rural area just off Highway 224. So far, it's burned 20 acres. The largest fire burning in the state is in southern Oregon. The Flat Fire started Saturday in the Rogue River Siskiyou National Forest, and it quickly spread to more than 4,000 acres. It's about an hour's drive east of Gold Beach. Around 40 structures are at risk. This fire definitely a notorious trouble spot for firefighters. We've seen 3 recent mega fires here that have burned more than 100,000 acres. Rod is tracking the fire danger and is here now with the latest on which areas are under a red flag warning.
Yeah, so this is a reminder fire danger is high because in this case today of gusty west winds. I'll show you the winds in a moment. But everything in red under a red flag warning for high fire danger the remainder of today into this evening. This includes backing up into the gorge on the Washington side, the White Salmon area, and then spilling down into Wasco County in Oregon and back up into the Columbia Basin. Again, it's because the cooler air that we are enjoying today has been moving in and bringing gusty west winds with it at this hour. So right now, for example, west winds gusting to 33 out in the Dalles, and then Pendleton also in that red flag warning, west winds gusting to 32. Our Futurecast wind map shows the wind direction from the west northwest. This is later today at 6 p.m. Goldendale 33, Lyle 34, Hood River 28 mile per hour wind gusts. So that is kind of the wind zone. That's why that red flag warning is up. Of course, the cooler weather coming in eventually will be good news. It's just the gusty winds today. By the way, radar, I haven't seen many reports of precipitation reaching the ground here in the Flatsville Valley, but radar is showing there's a light shower south of Battleground and some of the cumulus clouds that are broken, producing some light rain at this hour over the Coast Range and up around Longview. Here they are with our bird's eye view from the Rose City camera. 72 is the temperature. We still could hold in the upper 70s to just getting up to 80 this afternoon. Eventually, we will see increasing sunshine, I think, in the coming hours. But certainly, Brenda, a nice cool cool off. We'll talk more about how hot it was over the weekend coming up on my complete forecast.
See you then. Thank you, Rod. Right now we have a couple traffic alerts for you. Starting tonight, the northbound lanes going over the Fremont Bridge will close from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. for the next 4 days. ODOT is inspecting the bridge. Drivers will have to detour onto Highway 30 during the closure. And a reminder that the Lewis and Clark Bridge connecting Rainier, Oregon and Longview, Washington is also closed. Repairs could take more than a week. Pedestrians, cyclists, and emergency vehicles can cross. As for everyone else, though, there's a significant detour, either I-5 through Portland or Highway 101 through Astoria. The Wahkiakum County Ferry will also be running service twice an hour, 24 hours a day, while the bridge is closed. Well, dozens of Washington lawmakers are pressuring the state to roll back regulations they blame for sky-high gas prices. According to AAA, Washington drivers are paying an average of $4.93 a gallon. That's the highest in the nation. State Senator Jeff Wilson is one of 43 lawmakers who signed a letter urging the Department of Ecology to ease new climate regulations. It's recommending 8 rule changes to the state's Cap and Invest program. It requires companies to pay for the carbon they release by creating a limited number of carbon permits to be auctioned at least 4 times a year. Senator Wilson says there are things the Ecology Department can do right now to lower the price of gas before the next auction in August.
One of my beliefs is that's a direct reflection of the high cost of the carbon auctions that have been happening just this year.
Lawmakers are also calling on the Department of Ecology to honor exemptions for the agriculture and maritime industries. A pile of debris is to blame for this early morning house fire in southeast Portland. It started just before 5 on 33rd and Franklin. The debris caught fire outside the house, then spread to the inside. Flames tore through the back of the home, causing substantial damage. A neighbor told our photographer that the homeowners are currently out of town. Well, just 90 minutes before that fire, there was another one in southeast Portland. This one was on 34th and Washington. It destroyed a 2-story vacant house. The fire also brought down multiple power lines. An investigator is out there right now trying to figure out how the fire started. Well, this weekend, Portland was filled with pride, celebrating LGBTQ plus people. The city's big parade rolled through downtown, and Thomas Schultz was there taking in the sights and sounds.
Over time, it becomes more difficult to see family. Some choose Thanksgiving or Christmas to bundle up inside and spend time with those closest to them. Others choose warm, sunny days in the middle of July.
Like a huge family reunion that happens here at the parade.
Not just community, family, spent with people closest to them.
Yeah, we're here every year.
Ryan Talaski Brown and his husband David have been married a while.
2018, I think.
Their wedding ordained by Jamie, who married her wife in February. Their wedding was officiated by David and Ryan.
Jamie and Rachel are like family.
As time goes on, families grow. And in big families, it can feel like there's always a new relative to get to know.
A lot of families, a lot of toddlers. It feels like we're getting older.
Rachel and Jamie have been going to Pride events for 25 years. A lot's changed during that time.
When we first started going to Pride 25, 30 years ago, the police were not on our side. It's great to see the police actually marching with us and being there as part of our community now.
Not just marching, riding along too.
Everyone can be in it.
Lawson Elkins is here with family friends. She may only be 9, but she's wise.
It celebrates how everyone has equality.
Beyond her years. But many know Pride isn't as accepted in other areas of the country, making this parade even more impactful.
I think it's super important, especially now, with the way LGBTQ rights are under attack in this country.
To gather with family, some of whom are from out of town, to support and uplift each other.
This is our power in numbers.
Now, Porta says costs have increased. Insurance is up 20% this year from last. But she says attendance of the parade is higher than ever before and louder, too. In downtown Portland, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.